Hi there, I'm John Shields, and welcome to another amazing cooking class from our farm and bay to table. It's been so much fun getting people to come in from all around the Chesapeake, farmers and artisan food makers, and we're continuing that tradition this evening. So we're going to do pizza. Now you think, pizza? Yeah, we're going to do pizza. And I think, most of the time when we get that urge for pizza, it just hits you and you got to have it. So we generally will call our local pizza parlor down the street, or maybe we'll call, the chain one, Hoppin' Don's Pizza, that you can get on the World Wide Web, order it, and it's over there in like no time. But we're not doing that tonight. We're going to do a Locavore pizza. And that's where almost all the ingredients that we're going to use in tonight's pizzas come right from Maryland and the Chesapeake watershed. Also, whenever you're thinking about pizza, you got to be thinking cheese. You got to be. So we pulled some strings and we got one of the top cheesemakers from the entire Chesapeake region, Pam Miller of Charlottetown Farm, and she's going to be here tonight to show you all the tricks of the trade. And sometimes, you want a bit of a meatier pizza. So I stopped out to Binkert's in Rosedale, Maryland, who make amazing sausages and dried salamis, and we can have some meat on our pizza tonight too. So Mary Hastler, who is the president CEO of Harford County Public Libraries, and a chef of amazing talents. I didn't know that, but now I've found that out. We're going to show you how to make an easy pizza sauce tonight, our very own pizza dough, and then we'll have some suggestions on beers and wine, both local, for our pizza party. So without any further ado, I would like to introduce my executive sous chef, Mary Hastler. Mary!
I love that title, John. How are you?
Good.
It's so good to be
Good.
here.
It's good to see you. It's good to see you. So here we go.
Oh, wait a minute. First, we have to talk about our aprons.
Aprons.
Don't we look really classy tonight? We look very professional.
We have official aprons, and so you can pre-order yours soon.
Yes, soon at the library. Stay tuned for more.
It's going to be great. Okay, so we're going to make a pizza pies, right? And as I said, it's going to be a Locavore pizza.
What does that mean, Locavore? You've been saying that now, and I don't know what that means.
Well, Locavore pizza, essentially, whenever you talk about a Locavore, it's a person or a family or a group that tries to get all the ingredients for the food that they make to come within, let's say, a 100-mile radius or a 200-mile radius. I think we're really fortunate here in the Chesapeake because we have a really distinct, unique watershed. And that starts with mountains, and you have the fields where they grow grains, and we have the bay, and then we have the Atlantic Ocean. So I think it's even easier for us to do a Locavore pizza than most people.
I agree.
Anywhere else, right?
And I think we are the honorary Locavore people tonight. All of you.
All of you. Yep. We're all going to be committed by the.
I agree.
But I mean to cooking, not anywhere else. You got to watch it,
I agree.
So, okay. So when I'm thinking about the whole idea, I do a program it's called Days of Taste. It's Taste Wise Kids. And it's where we teach kids about flavors and taste and stuff and where food comes from. And this is where this idea came from me about this pizza thing.
Oh.
So we're going to take a look at maps first. Okay, let's take a look at a map of the US. Okay. So we'll get that up on our World Wide Web screen here.
Okay.
And
World Wide Web screen. You are making me laugh.
I know, I'm very tech savvy.
So I know the United States is awfully large, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is large. It is large.
And there's the breadbasket of the world. And
yeah. So anyway, so if we're looking at there it is. I couldn't find it. I was getting a little nervous. Okay, so there's little icons in there about where the product comes from, so when we go to Hoppin' Don's, so that's like a national pizza chain. Nothing wrong with that, but generally they get they get their stuff from all over the world. My mic's getting
I think you're right. Yes.
it's getting a little,
Little bit.
there it is.
There
I
it
think
is.
it's
Okay, now
better.
we got
Yeah, I think we got it. So anyway, they get it from around the country, and it's usually where most things are grown or produced. It's the easiest way for them to do it. So let's look at wheat. So the wheat comes from Kansas or the Midwest, and that takes about 1,200 miles to transport that wheat.
Just for that one pizza.
Yes. Tomatoes mostly come from the chains from Florida and California. So that's somewhere 950 to 1,000 miles. Then we have bell peppers and spinach, and they both come from California mostly. And that's about 2,773 miles. Onions primarily are grown out far west coast up the north, like in Washington State. So that clocks in at about 2,734 miles.
I've flown that route. It feels that long. It's not longer.
It is long. And then meat, that can come from Illinois, Wyoming, Colorado. So that gives you about 1,800 miles there. And cheese from Wisconsin is about 963, which comes in about 1,000 miles. So to do that, when we're going, and that comes from the chain, to get all those ingredients for miles traveled for your one pizza pie, that comes in at 12,588 miles of food traveled.
That's amazing.
It
That's
is.
a lot of frequent miles.
It is. I hope they get mileage for
Okay.
that, for God's
Yeah,
sake.
really?
All right, so let's go and look at Maryland and the Chesapeake watershed. We have a map of that. Oh, look at that. So we had all those icons for the same ingredients, and they're superimposed here on our map. Look at it. I mean, these ingredients are all over the place. Now, to be fair to Hop Don's, we're doing this in the summer, and we're doing it at a time where we can get most of these ingredients pretty easily. But we can go like wheat. Comes from Carroll County. You can get it from the Eastern Shore. So I'll say that's approximately 20 miles for that. Everything else, the tomatoes, bell peppers, spinach, onions, the meat, the cheese, all of it, we can get within a 3 to 5 mile radius of where we live right here. So if I go back and get out my calculator and do all those ciphering like I did with the other one, it's 50 miles for one pizza for all the ingredients, miles traveled, as opposed to 12,588.
Wow.
So I think that gives a good reason why we like to do things locavore. And
I totally agree with you. Plus the freshness. We haven't even talked about that.
exactly.
And yes, it is true. We're in the growing season now, but
Yeah.
just imagine if you go to your garden and you pluck that bell pepper or the tomatoes, or if you go shopping at the market for the farmer's market for the cheeses, just think about the amazing pizza you can make.
Absolutely. And a lot of friends that I know have gardens, and most of those things that we're talking about, they grow in their backyard. So miles traveled are 0 for that particular one. And the other thing that is really important, and it's part of the reason that we do this series, is because when you're spending your money on those 5 to 3 miles and you're going to local markets and independent markets, that money is going right back into our neighborhoods. It's helping keeping our neighborhoods strong and keeping people in farms on the land and making artisan food. So it's really, really important. And it's fun. It's like,
it is fun.
It's
That's
really,
so true.
really, 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 really fun. So anyway, let's see, what are we going to do next? So we did that. So I think, what's the basis of a pizza? What do we
It
do
would be
first?
the crust or the dough.
All right, let's get something
all-
going
oh.
here.
Okay, I see that.
Okay, let's bring all this stuff up here. So I don't know how many of you make your own pizza dough at home. It's really not all that difficult. It sometimes can be a little bit intimidating to some people, but it's really not hard. It's just really, really not hard. Okay,
Go.
I think we have almost, oh my God, somebody made me hot water. I think Vanna made me some hot
I
water.
think it's our helpers behind the
Our
scenes.
helpers behind the scene. You're going to meet them tonight. We're gonna have a little introduction. Okay, so let's put together our pizza dough here. So we got some warm water. The warm water should be about 110 degrees. What that means, put your finger in. If it feels pretty warm, not hot, but pretty warm, you got it. So we're just going to put that in there, right? What else makes a pizza, a bread dough?
Yeast.
Yeast. We need some yeast. So
Now, do you use rapid rise or regular yeast?
this is not the rapid rise. This
Okay.
one takes a little bit longer because I got it from the restaurant, and that's the yeast that we use there. So basically, all you have to do is you mix the warm water, and then we're gonna put, and we have a couple things here. I better taste it. That's the salt.
That's salt.
That's not what I was looking for. Sugar.
Sugar.
Yeast like sugar.
Now, you put the sugar in before the salt, because I assume the salt's going to show up
Yes,
somewhere.
yes,
Okay.
that is going to go in a
Is
little
that
bit
like
later.
chemistry?
It's like
Okay.
chemistry.
Okay, I like
Yes,
it.
some people call it chemistry, others like it's magic.
Okay.
So magic is very good. So basically, that's what you do. We're going to put that together, let that happen, and yada, yada, yada. It's going to foam up a little
Okay.
bit. It takes about 5 minutes for it to
Right.
foam. But let's talk a little bit about flour. Like I was saying, in the old days, all over the Chesapeake, almost every farm or every other farm grew their own wheat. They used it for cattle, but they also grew all kinds of strains of wheat for all the breads that they made. And if you go and look at any map around here, you can go to Harford County, look at all the different places that are named after mills. Many of those mills were flour mills or grain mills. So we've always made our own flour, but that too got kind of, segregated out to the Midwest. They say, well, they grow a lot of it, let them do it. But we can do the same thing. We can definitely do the same thing. So right now I have about 3 cups of flour, and I'm going to put the salt in there. Now you can use a fine salt, but I actually use sort of a kosher salt for that. And we're just going
You're
to
mixing it up.
mix that up in there. And then we're going to take that and I'm going to put that right into here. You can see this is already starting to get a little yeasty in there. We'll get rid of this
Okay.
there while we're there. And so I'm just going to start stirring in the flour.
Now, you're using a fork. Is that deliberate or just happens?
No, it just happens, the fork
Okay.
just happens to be there. And put that there.
It looks really
like
good.
so.
Why does dough always look good when you're mixing
It just does. Well, I
It
mean,
just
there's
does.
just something about dough.
Something appealing about it.
Yeah, I
I would
mean,
agree.
whenever my grandmother would make any kind of dough, I was right there, right by the side, usually wanting to get my fingers in it
Mhm.
or lick the spoon
Yeah.
or something. I just have been always kind of addicted to that.
It's like my dumplings I make for chicken dumplings.
Yeah. So there we go.
Okay.
We just keep putting that in. Now I do believe we do have a finished dough around here.
Okay.
Do we not?
I bet we do.
I bet we do. Yes,
I bet we do. It's
And I-
behind us.
Let
There
me-
we are. It's right behind you.
It's right behind me.
Oh, okay.
So also the other part of this magic part of the pizza dough, ladies and gentlemen, is in olive oil.
Ooh.
Okay. So we're putting a good bit of olive oil in, and you might be saying, John, I thought we were going Locavore here. Well, we are. And the best I can come up with for a Locavore olive oil is Dimitri's
Oh, they're
olive oil,
wonderful.
who you can find in Harford County, Baltimore County,
Mhm.
all over the place. And they're from Baltimore. The family has a farm in Sparta in southern Greece. They produce all the olive oil there and then bring it back over here and sell it locally. So that's our almost local olive oil, right?
I totally agree. That is local in my opinion. And it's great olive oil too.
Okay, so
Okay.
so I'm just mixing this up. Now, the nice thing, you don't have to do a lot of kneading with like a pizza dough. It's not quite like bread. It does most of the rising and everything kind of all on its own. You could also make this ahead of time. We could make this and put it in the refrigerator, and then tomorrow we could get it out. If it starts to rise, just punch it down a little bit, and you're ready to go for your pizza. So I'm just going to take the dough and I'm turning it into an already greased bowl.
Now,
and,
greased with butter or olive oil?
I greased it with olive oil.
Okay.
And then you'll just take and put a towel over it, let it rise for a while. You could do it for an hour. I just punch it down. When it gets up, I just punch it back down.
You like that punching
I
down,
like the
don't
punching
you? I can
part.
tell.
So anyway, so that's pretty much what we do
Okay.
with that. So we can do that. So let's do a little punching.
Okay.
Since we're here, we might as well do a little punchy thing here. And so you can see that that's, has the oil that's been put on it. So all I'm going to do is just like punch it down. You want it, basically you're taking the air out of it. You don't want it to be too fluffy. Now, if you're one of those Chicago people and you want a deep dish, you can let it rise a little bit more, but I like a little bit of a thin and flatter crust. So there you go. Voila. We just made our very own bread dough that you couldn't even imagine that we did that, could you?
No, that's beautiful.
Okay, so I'm going to put this aside.
Okay.
We'll let this rest. Maybe we can rest a little bit too. But once you got your bread dough done, that's the base of the pizza. Well, we need toppings, do we not?
Oh my gosh, that's almost the best part. Almost the best part.
So Mary and I went to the farmer's market, and that's where we found our toppings. Our pizza pies, there's no better place to look than a neighborhood farmer's market or a roadside stand where seasonal vegetables and beautiful ripe tomatoes abound. But we need cheese to top our pizza, and Pam Miller, Charlottetown Farm, is our gal. You do make some beautiful mozzarella here, right?
Yep.
Oh, wow. That looks really, really good.
Yep. So it's just made last night, and it's a 6.5 ounce Ovaltine in water, and there are some water buffalo in the herd as well as half.
All right, and the rest of the things are goats.
All
right?
goats.
Goat cheese.
Yes,
So
yes.
what do you do? Let's
Soft spreadable chevre, flavored chevres, goat milk ricotta, crumbled chevre. This is a goat milk feta, cave-aged goat cheeses, goat milk fudge, and goat cheese cheesecake.
Oh, this cheesecake is awesome. All right, well, we'll take one out.
All right.
So here's our chance to learn some of the secrets for cheese making right at home. All right, well, you saw her on the video there. I'm going to introduce our favorite cheesemaker, the Chesapeake, Miss Pam Miller. Come on, Pam. Woo, 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 woo. Honey, mwah. It's good to see you. So good to see you. Well, we're getting ready to get all this Locavore kind of stuff done. And all right, so we got a dough started, right? That's correct. And now we're going to do a sauce. You got to have a sauce to do this whole pizza pie. Now, some people, I think, go into, well, you can go and get a can of sauce at the store, of course, but we're trying to do this whole thing Locavore red shot. So
Can you tell me about your stove here? I'm trying to turn off this pot.
it's
That one.
off.
No, I need to turn it on.
Okay,
Very
we're
low.
going to just
Very,
put
very
that.
low.
There we go.
Perfect.
All right,
Okay.
we got that. It's these stoves are very complicated. All right, so we're going to do the pizza sauce now, and we have some of the ingredients that we need. Now, I have a finished sauce, but you need tomatoes, and we're in the right place at the right time for tomatoes. And now there should be a bowl of tomatoes there that they're holding out on me here.
There we go.
Here we go. We already did chop some of those. And here's our kind of ingredients to go with this. There we go. There we go. And we get rid of that there. Okay. So we're calling this the easy pizza sauce. That's because it's easy.
It's easy.
For God's sake, it's easy. So as is most tomato sauces, we're going to put some delicious fresh olive oil, right? And
Dimitri's, I assume.
yes, Dimitri's, of course. And then We have some garlic, and you can get garlic local as well.
One Straw Farm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
One Straw
Mhm.
Farm. Some Joan Norman, a
Mhm.
friend of ours, and I have a lot of people who say they can't eat any garlic except for hers
Oh.
because it tastes so good. Amy Langer says that every time,
Oh,
every week,
wow.
every week
Interesting.
she says that at the
Huh.
market. So we're gonna put it's about 3 or 4 cloves. It depends how much you like. If you like garlic,
Mhm.
you want that punch. It's very good for your blood. That's what I understand. And a friend of mine, Millie Sartori, she had, I think, 8 or 9 children. And she said that her doctor said that the reason that she delivered so easily was because of all of the olive oil and the garlic that she
Wow.
ate. So anyway, if you're looking for an easy
There
delivery,
you go.
Okay.
olive oil, garlic.
That's a tip.
That is a tip here that you'll only find at our kitchen. Okay, cool. So we got that there. And I'm going to put in a little bit of red pepper flakes because I like a little spice there with that. Let's get this dough going a little higher there. All right, we got that. And then I keep going back to the yeast thing because I keep looking at the wrong recipe.
Okay.
I thought you cannot put that in there. So these are the local tomatoes. I got these at the market last Saturday. And so I'm just going to put those in. La, la, la.
Now, are they any specific brand of
No,
tomatoes?
no, it's just a good
Maryland
local
red
Maryland one. So let's here, let's get rid of this because we get in trouble
Yes, we
when we
do, when we
leave
go
those
clear
things
dishes
sitting there,
away.
and then the whiteboard comes up, and I don't know what to
Clear
do.
dishes away.
There's a lot going
We
on
can't
here.
see you.
It is. All right, so let's make believe. Like a lot of times, let me get a spoon here. I have a spoon. I don't have a spoon. Let me grab a spoon. I know I have a spoon here. Yeah, I got a spoon.
I have a wooden spoon if you'd like it.
There we go. So a lot of times when you're making a pizza sauce, they generally will say that you can peel the tomatoes first. So to peel the tomatoes, you put it in a pot of boiling water just for a second, then put it into ice water, and then you peel the thing off, and then you pour it out, and then and then you take the seeds, and then you chop it. That's not easy. That is not easy. That is not easy. So what did we do? We cut a tomato like so. I'm going to unceremoniously seed it. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Wow.
And there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, a seeded tomato live
I've never seen anybody do that before.
on our show. Well, that's why we do this.
Very cool.
I mean, anybody can do it the other way. So anyway, all I'm doing here for this is just coarsely chopping the tomatoes. I mean, there's not a lot of culinary science in this. It's just chopping the tomatoes. And right in there, get this going. So most of the kind of the liquid that's here is coming right from the tomatoes. Tomatoes have a good bit of moisture in them. And there we go. A bit of that, bit of that, bit of that. So do you make your own sauce?
I do not.
You do not.
No, but I should.
Most people
Yes.
don't really. And I think a lot of times people are intimidated saying, oh my God, I can make a sauce. Well, just throw it in there. It's tomatoes in a pot, for God's sake.
I just got my neighbor into going to the farmer's market, and she made her own sauce, but out of her tomatoes.
That's
So,
Did you?
and Joan Norman's garlic. So
Wow.
Did you? That's awesome.
Yep.
I mean, then we are definitely double. All right, so then I have a little bit of dried oregano
Dried oregano.
and
Oregano.
some dried basil, but
Mm.
we do have a little fresh basil over there
Yes,
too.
we do. Would you
Um,
like some?
And what I'll do, I can put a little bit in, but we're gonna put this slivers of it on top of the pizza.
Oh,
when
that
we
smells
put
so
it on.
good.
Doesn't,
The way it smells.
that's from Gertie's garden, right
Mm.
up behind Gertrude's. We have
Mm.
these big things of
Smells like
of
summer.
basil
It
going.
does, doesn't it?
So anyway, one thing to know, whenever you're putting herbs in and it says dry or fresh or dry or fresh, if you're going to use fresh, use twice the amount that you would use with dry.
Oh,
The reason
okay.
for that is that when an herb is dried, it gets all this, it gets really strong. It's like it's like a super concentrate. Okay, now we have that there. Then we're going to put some salt in. Just needs a little bit of salt there, and I use kosher salt for that, just because I do. And then we actually have a local honey, because Millie Sartori, my Italian connection, she would always say you have to have a little sweet in there. It cuts the acid and gives a really nice flavor to the thing.
I've never put honey in before, but I
Yeah.
want to try that.
And that was one of the ways that I thought that we could do easily
Nice.
local.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because you can get that at Broom's Bloom as well, because they have local honey there. All right, so there you go. You now have just about there, almost live on our very own program here. So then you can let this go, I don't know, for just a few minutes, about 10 minutes or something like that. Just let it cook down. You want to get some of the liquid to evaporate from there. And this is actually what happens after it's gotten, pretty concentrated and everything. So it's really nice. I guess if we would talk about it in Italy, it'd be a rustico. It's a rustic sauce. It's not one of those things. And you can also use like a potato masher. You can mash these little dogs up there. And then there we go. Look at that. And it's also, again, something that's, besides being easy, you can make this several days in advance. It'll keep well in the refrigerator. You can also freeze it. You can make, little things of it, put it in the Frigidaire, and you're ready to go.
Do you think you can can it?
You could can it, absolutely.
Okay.
It
You
cans
can.
well because it's very acidic.
Yeah.
So acidic things are can very well.
So there you go. We have now just done a complete, lovely, easy
That was-
tomato sauce, which I think is just a lovely, 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 lovely thing. So now, without any other further ado, we're going to get rid of this, put this aside. And the exciting part of the whole show, I mean, we did the dough, we did the sauce, but the real reason we're here is for Pam.
That's right.
That's right. That's why we're here.
Yes.
Because she's going to show us all about how you make a delicious cheese.
Oh my gosh.
I'm excited about that. Throw this down here, and I'm going to clean your cutting board for you, Miss Pam, in case you need that. I got everything. We got everything. This is a full.
Okay.
Here we go.
All right. So we're going to make some cheese.
All right.
So we need some of our tools over here. So this is a cow's milk. I need that for the second one.
Okay.
So this is a cow's milk mozzarella curd. So
Okay.
the mozzarella is fairly complex to make. So we're going to skip all the complex parts of it, and we're going to jump right to the curds.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
so
I
here-
love that end thing where you get to doing your stretching,
Right. Yep,
stretching things and stuff like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So here, mozzarella actually has a lot of salt added to it.
Uh-huh.
But what you do is you wash the curds, which we're going to do that in a minute, and you wash away a lot of the salt. So some of it sticks to it.
So
So-
here, yeah, we can look over here because then everybody can get a closer look at what that looks like. That's
Yep.
pretty cool.
It is, it is. So this is kind of in a sheet of curds, and it's
Uh-huh.
very cold. And then you take your fingers and you break up the curds.
Uh-huh.
So
Okay.
so it's very crumbly. So we're going to kind of just get it a little more kind of fluffy
Oh,
here.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
That's pretty
Yep,
cool.
yep. And then you're going to take the salt. You're going to, now this looks like we're adding a lot of salt, but you'll see how we're going to wash off the salt. So now, can you hand me the boiling water,
I
please?
certainly can.
All righty. Okay.
I'm boiling water down.
And actually you could
Okay.
just pour that right on there.
I knew I was going to learn how to make cheese today.
Okay. Going. All right, that's good.
Is that good?
It is, thank you.
All right, you're
So
welcome.
what we're going to do now is we're going to wash the curds.
Okay.
So you're taking starches out of it and you're just kind of activating it. So you really want to kind of get it moving here. So you're just kind of back and forth. I have my trusty little
Wow.
blue
Wow.
fork. So you're just really gonna get, there we go. Okay, and then what you want to do after you activate the curds is you're gonna strain them.
Okay.
Okay,
Let me strain it for you.
yes, please.
Just
and
have a little
Yep.
strainer right over here.
Yep, just dump it in there and then dump
Handy
it back in the bowl.
Okay, there it goes.
All
Yep.
right. That's my first curd
Okay,
strain
there we
ever.
go. Yep.
Live. All right.
All right, and then we're just gonna do that and just dump it right back in here.
All right.
Perfect.
Okay. Got
All
it.
right,
Wow.
now we have our heat gloves, which they actually look like dish gloves, but
Uh-huh.
they're
But
not.
they're not.
They're not. They come from New England Cheese Making Supply Company,
Oh,
which
really?
is where the home cheesemaker should get all of their supplies
Supplies?
for cheese making.
Okay.
So
you could use
um,
this to make peanut brittle because you have
Oh,
to
right,
stretch.
Yeah.
You have to stretch, and you always burn
You
the
always
Yep.
burn-
hotel
Yep.
bill out of your
Yes.
hands.
Brilliant.
So these have flocking on the inside.
Okay.
Yeah.
And my husband got them for me because I was burning the heck out of my hands, and he said, no more.
more.
No
He
more.
did a little research on the World Wide Web. And so now we're going to take our second boiling water. So this is hot water and salt are really the two things that you need mostly to make mozzarella. So
Okay.
this is boiling water.
Uh-huh.
So we're going to pour it again in with the mozzarella curd that's been washed. So it needs a lot of water for this. Okay. There we go. So then we take our trusty blue fork and we're going to put it in a ball.
Now you call it your trusty blue fork.
Well,
Is
it's
Did it come from the store in New England? we
no,
should know
it's the kind that I
Works
don't know,
well,
it works
works
well.
best.
Yeah, it doesn't
Okay.
melt. It doesn't and it's blue. So you know.
Oh, look at- it's a kind of pulping together.
Yeah. So then that's what
Okay.
you want. You want it to kind of be in a little bit of a ball, and then you
Mhm.
start to stretch it. So then you just
Wow.
take it up like this and see how it has these
Wow,
little
it's
lumps in it.
elastic.
You don't want the lumps.
You don't
So you
want
No
don't want
lumps.
no
No
lumps.
lumps.
So then you're just going to keep going. And I'm actually have a lot of upper body strength now because I do this so many times on the Fridays before the farmer's market.
Yeah. Do you make larger batches than this at one time?
Oh,
So
yes.
You really are building your muscles.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Yes. Uh-huh.
So we
this
could do a
is-
class, a
a
mozzarella
workout.
stretching
yes,
class.
exactly.
Muscle
I mean, I
strength
tell ya.
training.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So then we're
Wow.
up like
Wow.
this.
That's
Amazing.
very cool.
Yeah. So then see how it's smoothing out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Sounds like taffy.
yes,
smoothing out.
exactly. So now, you're ready to go. So then what you do now, you did a couple more stretches,
Wow.
and then it's once you're all smooth,
Mm-hmm.
it's all ready to go. So then the next step, then you just take some in your hand and you make a ball of mozzarella,
Mm-hmm.
and then you'd put it in cold water,
Mm-hmm.
and there you go. That's it.
Wow.
Mhm.
That is so
Yeah, yeah.
cool.
That
Mhm.
took like, I don't know, 3
Yeah,
minutes.
Yeah. Mhm. I know, it's
Oh.
great.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
is.
So now,
And then how do you store that?
so this, how we have it at the farmer's market
Mhm.
is that we do it the Italian style. So we
Okay.
have it in an ovoline,
Mhm.
and we put it in water.
Okay.
So we tell our customers, and they buy it, and it's so popular at the
Yeah.
farmer's market, especially now with tomatoes in season.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So when they buy it, it's in water, in a container that will not leak, because
Okay.
I've gotten the containers that leak before, and it's not fun.
Yeah.
So then in water, and we say, if you're not going to use it within 2 days,
Yeah.
pour the water off and wrap it in saran wrap, and it'll last you for another week.
Oh, nice.
That'll be the grating mozzarella,
Yeah.
not the soft,
That's
fresh.
right. Then you can
Mhm.
shred it.
Okay.
Yes,
after
so
that.
there's two
So
different.
that's the two different
Right,
kinds. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Awesome.
So there you go.
Cool.
All right.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
mozzarella. Oh, you're gonna go to hell. All right. Here we're ready to go. We got mozzarella today. So,
All
but for
right.
those of you who have curd issues, we're doing something a little more simple this
We are,
evening. We're
we
gonna
are.
make a ricotta, a fresh
Yes.
ricotta.
Yes.
And
Mhm.
I really like a fresh ricotta on pizza, especially veggie pizza,
Mhm.
because it's so light and it's almost like fresh.
Mhm,
So,
mhm. Yep.
Madame,
Yes. So this is goat's milk. So we're
Goat's
switching
milk.
from
Goat's milk.
cow's milk to goat's milk. So this has to be at 190 degrees, 92 degrees. We're not quite there yet, but so we have lemon juice. Now, ricotta is a cheese, not a curd. So there's no,
Cheese,
yes,
not a
curd.
yes. So there's no culture involved. In order for
Okay.
it to be a cheese, there has to be
Their
a
culture.
culture that you add.
Okay. I
So
see.
in ricotta, there is no culture. So what you're doing now is you're curdling the milk.
Okay.
So
Okay.
you can add lemon juice, you can add lime juice, or you can add lemon juice, any type. I mean, I guess you
Something
can,
acidic.
something
Yeah.
acidic.
Yeah.
So for the Gertrude's ricotta, we add lime juice because
Yeah.
it gives it that much more kind of punch.
Yeah.
So we're almost there, but not
Yeah,
quite.
it's
So
going up there.
hopefully it's going to work. So do
Hopefully.
we have time to wait for
Yeah,
192?
yeah,
or-
we're almost at
Okay,
192.
okay.
So then
mhm,
some people had already asked me ahead of time, they know fresh mozzarella,
mhm.
they know the shredded mozzarella, and that's has a drier content. It
Yes.
doesn't have as much moisture.
Mhm,
But everybody, it was all the big rage all over the world was the buffalo mozzarella.
mhm,
So, I thought, is that a way that you make it? But then I read that it's from water buffalo.
It
It's
is.
actually from water
mhm,
buffalo.
mhm, mhm.
So,
That's the authentic Italian mozzarella.
so where do you get the
Yes.
water buffalo? Where do they live?
I guess in Italy.
Oh, I never thought of that.
Yeah,
I always
yeah.
think of water buffalo like in India or
Mm,
somewhere
well,
around there.
They have herds of water buffalo that are dedicated just to the
To-
milk for mozzarella in Italy.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's quite interesting.
Yeah, it's a really
mhm.
rich.
Oh, really
Has a
rich.
really, really,
Yes.
really rich
Mhm,
kind of
mhm.
flavor.
It does. It
Yeah.
does. So I think we could probably try and see if this will
All
work
right.
here. So
Okay.
here we go. So this is lemon juice, and
Lemon
we're
juice.
adding it here, and hopefully it's going to cooperate. And what you're looking for is for it to get this kind of the yellowish greenish color,
Uh-huh.
and then it's going to curdle. So
Okay.
you see how it
Oh,
with
yeah.
the
Oh,
little
yeah.
lumps.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
now
yeah.
it's
Do we
bubbling up.
Here?
We do
Okay.
because you're actually curdling the milk.
Okay.
So this is exactly what you want to see. So if someone at home's making it, you really want to get your water up to 192, and then you want to see the larger curds, see how they're
Oh, yeah.
developing. Then you want to kind of turn your heat down a little bit,
Uh-huh.
and you want to kind of cook it at a low heat for about 5 minutes.
Good. Tilt
Yep.
it just a
Mhm.
little bit so you can see. Is that good? You see everything? Okay.
All right. So then you would cook that for about 5 minutes on a very low heat.
Okay.
Turn off the heat and then cover it. And I keep it for a couple hours.
Oh, you keep it for a couple
and
hours
then
first?
and it adjusts, and it just really
Wow.
takes your yield very high.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how do you know, like, how long for that 1 or 2 hours? Does it matter?
You
Is
just,
it
I just kind of,
subjective?
yes,
It's
yes,
subjective.
yes. It's like, you know what? I'm not in a hurry. I'll let it be there for 2 hours. and
All
then-
right. Well, we got fresh mozzarella. We
Yeah.
got fresh
Mhm.
ricotta, and everyone likes vegetables, right?
Mhm.
And they
Yes.
like them on top of the pizza and stuff.
Mhm.
But I'm telling you, sometimes, and some of my friends, they're looking for a meaty pizza. So I went out on the road. Let's take a look. Lord knows there are plenty of seasonal veggie toppings to be found at the markets all around Maryland. But for those of us that like a meaty pizza, there are local choices galore. One favorite of mine is Binkert's German Meats in Rosedale, Maryland, on Philadelphia Road. Binkert's is a family business in operation since the early 1960s and specializes in primarily German products. Sonia Binkert and Lothar oversee the production of all manner of sausages and European cold cuts, such as bratwurst, knockwurst, salami, and delicious smoked meats. Generations of families from all around Maryland have been making their way each week to stock up their kitchens at this beloved community operation. Yep, I love the meat that they have over at Binkert's. It's unbelievable. So when I was over there with Sonia, she was talking about a number of different kinds of sausage. You've seen sausage pizza. So you could actually, if you want, take it out of the casing and just make like, sausage, and then you can put that all over top of it. They make a unbelievable dried salami over there. It is like really, 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 really good. Anybody like to try a little
Yes,
of this?
thank you.
Sure, thank you.
So
It is really, really good.
it's unbelievable.
Oh, wow.
And,
Great texture.
they also make a chorizo. Again, that goes very nicely on a pizza. And Sonia said these are some of her favorite. They're just fresh sausage with some herbs in them.
Okay.
It's almost like something that you could use for a breakfast sausage. It's really sweet, very nice, has some, kind of like notes of basil in it. And again, would go great on a pizza. So since I knew you were coming, I cooked some sausage. So here we have, so you don't have to, you don't have to cook like forever to do this, because you're also going to be putting them on top of the pizza. And as they're on top of the pizza, they will continue to cook during that. You could save some of the fat and drizzle that over top of the pizza, over your meaty pizza as well. And so just to do it, I basically, just cut it down. And so you can see, like a chorizo is a pretty coarse kind of a grind on that. And Sonia said that they didn't traditionally do it, but they had some customers who asked if they could custom make chorizo for them. They did, the people loved it, and then everybody loved it. So they have to do it all the time now because it's so popular. So anyway, it's just really for your meat lover, you could do one kind of meat, but over at Hop and Don's, you can get the meat lover's pizza pie. And so we can do the same thing here locally, can we not?
Yes, we can.
All right, so we got that. We got our little thing there, like that, and like that, and like that. So I'm seeing we got a lot of meaty things here right now. So I'm gonna cut some more of this down, but I think we have some of our toppings already ready here. And then we'll be ready to, we're gonna go wild now. We're gonna put our pizzas together, okay? This is the arts and crafts section of tonight's show. Just go wild and put it together. So I'm gonna move some of these things out, give ourselves a little bit of room so we can get started here. All right, all the stuff's coming up. I'll take this out of the way and I'll take this out of the way. Give us some room to. All right, so now we got room, right?
We do.
We're ready to go.
Okay.
Okay. Let's bring over the sauce. Nothing's hot here, is it?
No,
We
this one
usually
doesn't
burn
have.
things
Just
up
over.
here for most of our classes.
Or melt things.
We
It's
do
okay.
melt things here. But today I think we might not do so much melting. Here's some of our toppings. Look at this.
What else would you like?
We'll get all those. We got
Okay.
that. All right, I'm gonna bring over for you all. Let's get a little bit of room here so that all the people out there in the world can see what you're doing. So I have one of the doughs rolled out already. I'm gonna let you do arts and craft. But you might notice underneath here, this is cornmeal. I always put a little cornmeal down. It gives a nice texture to the bottom of the crust, and it helps it, come off and slide off a lot easier. So here's our fresh thing. So, okay, what do you got? I'm gonna let you go wild.
All right.
Remember?
Okay.
All right, so what do you have here? We have some beautiful things we got at the farmer's market. We have the bell peppers. I have some arugula. You never think of putting arugula.
yeah.
Arugula is so good. And you have fresh spinach here, right?
Yes.
We have some fresh mozzarella.
And some shredded.
And we have some shredded just for the traditionalists.
And the
Onions.
ricotta.
And we have some ricotta.
Mhm.
And you have
Onions.
onions right there. And we have even more sausage. We have sausage everywhere
So
here.
John, do you ever brush your crust with a little bit of olive oil?
You can
Okay.
definitely do that. I mean, again, what we have here, it's the dough itself is full of olive oil.
So true.
Yeah, so you can do that. The other thing I like to do is once you've made it and you're happy
Mhm.
with what you have, I sometimes take a little bit of this olive oil and just do a drizzle, and then a little bit of salt and a
Mhm.
little freshly grated pepper. And if you want to tear some basil and put that on
Mhm.
top of there, go to War Miss Murphy. Have a
Okay.
good time. So, ladies and gentlemen, our pizza makers this evening, I'm going to roll another dough. Okie dokie.
All right.
Give
so
'em
let's
hell,
put
ladies.
down
Give 'em
first.
a hell.
Okay. So we're putting down our pizza sauce, our homemade.
Easy
Uh-huh, your
Easy.
easy peasy pizza sauce.
Okay, do we
looks
want a lot of sauce or a
I
little?
think the perfect amount is a balanced approach.
Okay, all right, let's see. Think that's enough, or should we have a little bit
I
more?
think that's enough.
Alrighty.
Alrighty. So let's
Okay.
add I guess let's do sausage next.
All
So we'll do
right,
sausage.
okay,
Just kind of sprinkle it on.
okay,
Okay. I'm gonna add a little bit of onion.
okay.
Love onion on pizza.
Oh, me too.
Do you?
Mhm.
Oh, our new favorite trick is to have onion rings. Find really great onion rings. You can use your air fryer or purchase them if you wish
Mhm.
and put them on pizza.
Ooh,
It is amazing.
Oh,
It doesn't matter
wow.
what kind of pizza you're eating either.
Mhm.
It just is like the perfect crunch and blend.
oh,
and yeah.
nice.
All right, what else are we
Mm.
putting on? Mushrooms, of course.
Of
We
course,
have
yes.
mushrooms. We
Mhm.
have to have mushrooms. All right, some mushrooms. And my sister would be very upset if I didn't put peppers on. So we have to
Okay,
do peppers.
alrighty.
Oh, and they're
There
pretty
you go,
too.
they are.
They're like very
Mm.
colorful. John, this is like a real meal here.
It is a meal.
And this
It's got
would be
everything.
so
You
much-
got Every
Mhm.
vitamin, every mineral,
I can't wait to make this Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Really.
everything that you
All right,
need.
what
you
are we
got it
missing?
right.
Nice.
Um,
Spinach arugula.
oh, sure, why not?
Of course, we have to put the cheese on.
Yeah, cheese on, yes. I will let you do the honors.
All right,
Oh, I
all
can't
right.
forget you stretching that cheese tonight. It's gonna be in my mind for a long time.
Stretch
That was amazing.
It is a lot of fun.
You do that at the farmer's market. We can come and watch you stretch.
Oh, we will film you. That would be fun. If you haven't been to the Waverly Market or to any of the local farmer markets this year,
Mhm.
stop by. We're in the height of the growing season.
Yes.
It's amazing. And our artisans, as I refer to you, will demonstrate for you. They'll talk all about their products.
Mhm.
So it really
Yep.
is an experience, not just
Yep.
eating healthy, but
Yeah.
it's all over Maryland. That's
It
the
is,
best
it
part.
is. Farmer's Market Day is my favorite day of
right.
the week.
Oh, I bet it is. I bet you get up at 3 a.m., right?
No, 5 a.m., but
5 a.m.
but it feels like 3 a.m.
Yeah, I know those days well. That's so
Yeah.
true. Listen, now are we missing? And it
Oh
seems
my
like we're
God,
missing-
that's gorgeous.
Isn't it
gorgeous?
That is gorgeous.
Yes.
Did you put a little,
Oh, we
We
did
did
not.
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 We will.
All
a
right.
little S, a little P,
Yes,
and here we
Little
go.
Dimitri olive oil.
All right.
And they're amazing. And I
Yep.
understand you can visit over.
I
at their
did.
farm. Oh, you did?
I did. Yes. Oh, it's
we have to talk
amazing.
about that after
It
the
is
show. Okay.
amazing.
That
Yes.
is amazing.
You went over to Sparta?
I did.
I didn't know that.
Oh,
Oh
you
my
did?
God.
Yeah.
amazing.
It was 5 years ago, and
Wow.
Dimitri was
Wow.
a wonderful host, and it's just
Okay.
amazing. Yep, I saw all the olive trees
Did
and the
you?
processing where they crush the olives, and
Okay.
oh yeah,
We'll have to compare, you
Yeah.
have to give me some
sure,
notes on that one.
sure.
All right,
Mhm.
you
Okay.
sign up for our Farm and Beta Table travel
Travel
program.
log,
Travel log.
Yes,
travel
we'll
log,
be-
yes.
We'll be taking
first
tours
one,
next
tour.
year. Next
Smart
year, we'll
Reese.
book our first tour.
Yeah,
All right, so here we got.
And then we can go to Italy and see the water buffalo.
exactly.
That's
That
right.
would be fun. Don't you
Uh-huh.
think it'd be fun?
I
Okay.
think so.
And we could milk one and make mozzarella.
Oh, I count me in.
All right, look at this.
Oh my gosh.
Beautiful,
Mhm.
beautiful.
Okay.
So I think we can still put a little bit of vegetables on that, can we
Mhm.
not?
Sure.
Uh-huh.
Mushrooms.
And I'm just gonna keep on.
You keep on chopping,
I'll
John.
keep on chopping.
Keep on chopping.
What do I do with the rest of my sausages?
We have to have chopping lessons or something. You do it very professionally.
Yes, he does. Oh yeah,
Well, you know, that's,
much better than I
Much
do.
better than I do. That's so true.
Mm. He's a trained professional.
he is.
I think you might be.
Here we go. So here you can put some meaty things on there.
All right.
Go right ahead.
Okay.
And I'll continue to put meaty things here for you to put more meaty things on.
Okay.
Put some more peppers
But
on.
this really is going to be amazing.
Yes.
You
I
know,
agree.
I mean, it's
I
going to
really
be
do agree.
absolutely amazing.
Oh, a little onion. Don't forget the onion.
Little
Okay.
onion there. We'll get some more meaty pizza things.
My mom always says I have to
Okay.
make things look pretty, so I'll make them look.
Exactly.
That's what she-
That's a good, you know, a lot of,
Yeah.
Mary, you always have to make things look pretty.
well, that's where a lot of the taste comes from, you know,
Mhm.
your
Great.
eyes.
You
It's
eat with
the
your eyes.
presentation.
With
Yep.
your eyes.
Mhm.
All right, there we
All
go.
right.
We got a little of that.
All right.
We can take some of our fresh mozzarella, put a little bit of that
Yep.
under here, like so. And put a couple under there. We have a little bit of the grated mozzarella.
Mhm.
We have that here.
Ricotta.
We'll put a little bit of, couple little ball of fresh ricotta right there. Oops, we lost that one there. Let me get there. There we go. That pretty there. And then do one more over here. There we go. Okay, now
All
we
right.
got the olive oil,
Mhm.
little S&P over
Oh,
there.
yes, we do.
Okay, got this.
That's a
Put a
fancy
little
one.
salt,
It
little
is.
pepper on there.
Over here. I've always wanted to do this. I have a tiny one at home, very tiny.
And in case you wanted to know, you want to do this in a hot oven. Hot oven means about 425 to 450 degrees
Mhm.
is always good. There's many different ways. Some people get pizza stones,
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
really nice, give a good bottom of the crust. This is a nice metal pan that works great for pizza. Other people, you know, they do them all kinds of different ways.
Mhm.
Sometimes they do wood burning or whatever. But I find that these work pretty well.
Okay.
And again, you can put absolutely kind of anything that you want on the pizzas and get as many colors as you want on the pizzas. But again, it goes back to the whole idea of we put these pizzas together in like almost no miles traveled.
Mhm.
They're all things that either you grew in your backyard, your neighbor grew, you got up at the farm stand, you got at the farmer's market, or you got a little independent market, and you gather everything. Got the family, got your friends in there, and you got it. So we got a pizza. We're gonna put that in our
Oven.
oven over there. And then we have some things to drink with a pizza.
Ooh.
All right, we gotta
All
have a
right.
little pizza drinking. All right. There we go.
Okay.
All right. Notice I always bring the wine glasses. Anyway.
So generally, pizza often means beer. And my gosh, there are so many local craft breweries all over the
yeah.
Chesapeake region now. It's unbelievable. But one that I deal with a lot because they're right down the road is Union Craft Brewery.
Yeah.
And I asked what they thought would be nice with a pizza, and it's the duck pin pale ale.
That's so appropriate
Yeah.
for Baltimore.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they're super nice
Yeah, the
guys.
duck pin.
Yeah.
The duck pin.
They also make a divine.
Mhm.
Yeah, they
Uh-huh,
really,
uh-huh.
that's amazing.
Yeah, and so it's a pale ale. It's a little hoppy, but really, really, really
Okay.
nice. So we have that there.
Yeah.
And then we have here a Black Ankle. Black Ankle Winery is from Mount Airy, not far from Frederick.
Okay.
They make some amazing wines. This is actually a little difficult to pronounce. It's a Passeggiata, and it's a medium-bodied red, which is really nice with a pizza. It's really nice. A lot of times people think, well, you have to have a white wine with it, but you don't. This is very, very nice. So Black Ankle does an amazing job. They're really very, very good winery. Now, I do believe, do you smell something? I smell something.
I smell
I smell a
something.
pizza pie.
I smell
I'm
wine
smelling-
and pizza pie.
I'm smelling a pizza pie, for God's sake.
Good morning.
Let me get rid of some of this stuff here because I feel a pizza pie coming into my life. Somewhere there. Whoop, get rid of this. Here comes some
Is this
pizza
for
pie.
me?
That's for you.
It's all for me.
All right, let's pull this back here.
Wow.
So we got this pizza pie and we got another pizza pie. We got pizza pies everywhere here. I don't know where to go with all my pizza pies.
The pizza pie.
And then right over there,
There we
I do
go.
believe I have a pizza cutter.
You have, and you have a pizza server.
Yep.
You
yep,
come well
yep, yep.
prepared, John.
Indeed. So you can just, usually I would take this away
Mhm.
and then we'll just move some of this here.
Okay.
These kitchens get messy, don't they? People think that it's just easy, but no, the kitchens get a little
Take the
messy.
whole cutting
Yeah,
board.
I'm
There we
gonna
go.
take this off
Yeah.
and then put that
Oh my
over
gosh.
there. We'll flip this over here,
Oh, there we go.
move the wine,
Alrighty.
and then we'll just flip that over there. And you just take the thing here, and we're gonna cut our pizza pie up, and there you go. And then
Oh
you
my gosh, it's
are ready to go.
beautiful.
You're ready to go for your very own pizza pie. Let me get here. Hey, look at this.
Wow.
I'm scared of you, Mr. Pizza Pie. There we got a pizza pie there.
Beautiful.
We got a little, and then we got our meaty pizza over there too.
Wow.
Not to forget our meaty
Here.
pizza. There's another little
Mhm.
pizza pie
It
Yeah.
looks yummy.
Mm-hmm.
right there.
Right.
And then one more little pizza pie right
I
here.
love your dishes, John. They make nice presentations for everything.
Thank you.
That's about making everything look pretty again.
Mm-hmm.
Put another one here. And so
Okay.
I think we have it. Pretty much right
Yeah.
here, everything that we have. We have our beer.
Beer.
We have a
Yeah.
glass for that beer.
Right.
Oh, yes, we do.
She's holding out on us
There you
over
go,
there.
John.
Diana's holding
I'll let
out
you
on
do
us
the
tonight.
honor.
Yep.
Mhm.
And It's this here.
Oh, that's a neat trick.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I missed it. What'd he do?
Pop the top with the knife.
Yeah, just so I don't,
Oh,
Ah.
really?
Yeah.
I know because those little things hurt my fingers.
they
Mhm.
do.
That's
Mhm.
smart.
That's why I
Okay.
use the other thing. All right, well, here we go.
All right.
All right,
Okay.
Everybody, get your
Cheers,
thing.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers.
all right, to a
Cheers.
Locavore pizza.
That's right.
Locavore pizza.
All right,
Mm.
that is good.
It is
Oh,
good.
that's good.
That
Yeah.
hits
That's
the
really good
spot.
for a
That
pizza.
is really good.
Mhm.
That's really, really good for a pizza. Pam, thank you so much
You're welcome.
for spending the time showing us all those kinds of things, because it really was fascinating. I absolutely
Yeah.
loved it.
Yeah.
And I love just the idea that we can make our
Sure.
own cheese
Mhm.
or get a local cheese
Yeah.
for this kind of pizza. And then
Absolutely.
we have the whole idea of being able to buy as many things as we can local.
Mhm.
Whether it's we're going here with our local beer,
Right.
our local wines.
Mhm.
And I mean, I do know that, for instance, at Black Ankle, you can make reservations, you can go out there for a tour. A lot of times they'll host restaurants to bring their staff out there
Mhm.
so that they can actually talk about the product and talk, they have this whole knowledge. It's like when I try to get my chefs and my friends to come to the farmer's market, one of the reasons for that, and you know this well, Mary, when we meet them, you have a whole different relationship to the food.
Mhm.
There's no way that you can ever go, like when I'm working at the restaurant and, we use your chef on all our salads and it's amazing. Every time we get the chef out, I think of Pam.
Mhm.
I know the work that went into it. I know the care that went into it. I know where it happened, and I know how the money goes back into the community. And again, that's why we're here. That's why we're celebrating food, and that's
Mhm.
why we're celebrating, everything that's Chesapeake.
Mhm.
And so on your side of the coin, and because you're on the other side of the stand, what does that mean to you when people are coming up and talking with you and visiting with you every week?
Well, a lot of people, since, COVID hit, everyone is cooking at home.
Yeah.
And, they come up and now I have 8 different rotating recipes per month. And I'll say, I test them out at home. Some of them don't make the cut. And then, we move on to the next one. But the customers really love to talk to me about what they're making with my cheeses. And then a lot of times they'll come up and they'll say, well, I'm making thus and such. I'm making a flatbread with arugula and all that. And then I'll say, well, you could use this cheese, you could use a feta if you want something that's not going to melt, just really melt, but it's
Yeah.
going to be more firm and salty. Or you can use a chèvre, or you can use a crumbled chèvre, or if you want to get really fancy, you can use the gratin, which is the cabbage cheese.
Yeah.
And then I'll say to them as parting, hey, stop back by and let me know how it turned out. And like 9 times out of 10, they'll say, hey, I was here 2 weeks ago and I got your chèvre and I did a flatbread and it turned out great. Or, and this time I'm going to do it again, but I want to get a feta or the gratin.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting talking to people. They're discovering things,
Yeah.
and it's really interesting to talk to them about
That's
that.
so cool.
Mhm.
Again, to have that,
That interaction is
have
just,
that interaction,
it's
that
really-
relationship.
yeah.
And
yeah.
did you ever
Mhm.
think you would have that type of feedback, that relationship?
No, not when I first started 9
Yeah.
years ago, but
Yeah.
it's really evolved. And I make goat cheese cheesecake.
Uh-huh.
And
Oh, that is good.
Oh, I bet you that's
So
it.
good.
and 2 weeks ago, I made a chocolate one, which I don't make very often.
Uh-huh.
And so, they'll say, oh, what everybody comes up to the stand. What flavor cheesecake do you have this week? And of course, I have to say, it's the plain. And then key lime is always very
Is
popular.
it?
And then we have rotating. We'll do a peach or a blueberry. And then I did a chocolate one. And then they kind of raise their eyebrow like, chocolate cheesecake? And I say, if
Right.
you like chocolate, but if you don't like chocolate, it's very chocolatey.
Yeah.
Try it. And then if you don't like it, come back next week and I'll give you another flavor. Then
You can't beat that. You can't beat that.
but they have to like chocolate. It's very, very chocolate. It's like ganache kind of a, so it's just even, I take it one step further and just talk to them about that. If you don't like it, that's okay. Then I'll give you another flavor on the house.
Yeah,
So,
trade
yeah.
in.
Wow.
Yeah,
You get a
exactly.
trade in. And I think one of the things, again, that when we're talking about this and going to the market, and Pam was talking about how people ask how to use these different products. You can go to every single stand
Oh yeah.
at the
Mhm.
market. You
Mhm.
can get recipes, you can get tips,
Mhm.
because these people know their product
Right.
better than anybody else in the
Right.
world.
Right.
So
That's true. I mean, we
That's
put a lot of
true.
hard work into it.
Yeah.
We want people to have their best experience.
It-
And then we want them to come back. Then we want them to be happy.
yeah.
So
Well, you make a lot
Mhm.
of people happy.
Oh,
You
thank
really
you.
do. You really do. I know. I
Thank
see
you.
it every time, every week when they come up, they're just so happy to be there.
Yeah.
They
Well,
really
thanks.
are.
Yeah.
So
I love it. It's my favorite day of the week.
And it's coming up on Saturday.
That's
correct?
right.
All right.
Yep.
yeah. Well, thank you. I think we've got
Mhm.
just about everywhere we needed to get here now, and so I think it might be time for questions,
And I
because we
think we
usually
have a
get
few
questions.
Yes. All right. So the first question is, can you freeze the pizza dough? If so, when in the process do you freeze it?
You can. After you make the pizza, after you make the dough, you can punch it down, let it rise, punch it down, and then you can wrap it up, like double wrap it up in plastic, and then you can freeze it. So what you want to do when you're ready to use it, take it out a day before, put it into the refrigerator, let it defrost for a day in the refrigerator. It may or may not start to rise, but bring it out to room temperature and let it kind of rise again for about another 30 minutes and punch it down, roll it out, and you're ready to go. So you
Awesome.
can make it ahead of time.
Oh, that's awesome. All right. So will high heat in the oven keep the mushrooms from making the pizza soggy?
Yes, that's one of the reasons we want to try to get the pizza into a very hot oven. Because if you're cooking it slowly and you have a number of different ingredients on the pizza that contain a lot of moisture, and a slow cook on that, it'll kind of drain
Okay.
into the dough. But if you do a fast one, like a flash cook, it will, and they're really nice.
And about how long would a pizza of this type at the high heat cook for?
It took me about 10 minutes
Okay.
at the high heat to do that.
Okay. Another question about toppings. Toppings are very popular tonight.
I bet.
Should you pre-cook any of your toppings before putting them on your pizza and then baking it?
I get, I guess it depends how your teeth are. Um,
Well, the meat, you definitely want to pre-cook the
You
sausage.
you definitely want to pre-cook the sausage, but
Mhm.
some of the things, like for instance, peppers, might be a little too crunchy for some people and maybe a little bit hard for them to digest. So
Mhm.
you could do a quick saute on them. I wouldn't make them too limp or too
Mhm.
soggy, but you could do a quick saute on them, chill them, and then put them on at the end. But for the most part, you don't have to. Some people like to cook their onions. They don't like raw onions. So you could actually caramelize onions, cook them very, very slow, and they'll brown and all the sugars will come out. Put them aside, let them cool, then put the caramelized onion all over top. Unbelievable.
That sounds like the onion rings almost.
Yes,
Amazing.
yes.
Awesome. All right. So, and what temperature again should the pizza cook at? 425?
425, 450,
Okay.
somewhere in that vicinity is good.
Oh, this is a good question. What would you use in a fruit-based pizza? That's a great question, Pat.
I would use
Ricotta.
ricotta, blueberries,
It's almost like a dessert pizza.
or you could use,
Peaches.
like right behind the restaurant right now, we have this massive fig tree. And usually they're not, they wouldn't be coming in, right now, but because of the weather, they're all right. They're so sweet. So you could make a fig and ricotta
Oh,
with some
olive oil.
olive oil and some honey.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I might even put some blueberries on
Yeah,
that too.
Great,
Or
great.
peaches, fresh
Yeah.
peaches.
Yeah.
and
You
they're
could
in right now,
slice
too.
them, they're nice
You'd have
and
to
ripe.
drain those first, so they would make it a little soggy.
Yeah, but you could put those in too. You
Yep.
drain them,
Mhm.
pat them
Wow.
dry,
Mm-hmm.
could be good.
That was a good question,
Yeah.
Pat.
It was.
Good.
Awesome.
Whoever asked that was a
That
very
was
good
Pat.
one. Pat,
Mhm.
good question.
And again, where do you, what farmer's market?
On Saturdays, it's the 32nd Street Waverly Farmers Market, which is very close to Union Memorial Hospital
Yeah.
and Hopkins University. And then on Sundays, I'm at the Catonsville Farmers Market.
Okay,
Yep.
all right.
That's a
And-
cute market, isn't
It
it?
is.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. Mhm.
All right, so is there a reason for putting the cheese on top of the toppings instead of under the meat and veggies like most pizza places do? Is there a preference, I guess, is the question, or a reason?
Well, I mean, yes, a lot of pizza places will put sauce, they'll put cheese, and then they put the toppings.
Mhm.
I like to put the cheese at the end on the
So it
thing
melts.
because it kind of melts
Yep.
and it goes
Yep.
down into
Mhm.
the entire
And it
thing.
holds the toppings on.
And it does hold the
Mhm.
toppings on. They don't fall off
Yep.
because you know sometimes when you
Mhm.
go to
Yeah, I know.
Cat and Don,
Yeah.
those vegetables are falling off.
Yes, they are when they're left over. in the
Terrible.
box. Oh, we have one more question. Preference, metal, stone, or ceramic pizza pan?
I've gone through different phases in my cooking career. So I used to have the terracotta, came in a frame,
Mhm.
and you put it into a cold oven, then turn it on, and the stones heat up. And I have a paddle, I have a wooden paddle. Grab that somewhere
Okay.
here. Yeah, rummaging. I
It's
got my
okay.
wooden paddle.
Wow.
And so then I put the pizza that's been put together first, and then I put it in onto the ceramic thing.
Mhm.
And it does give a really nice
Mhm.
bottom crust thing to that. So I do like that. And I've had the terracotta ones. They're all, I like these because they're just so easy. They're easy to clean. They're easy to do. You don't have to preheat the stones or anything. So try them all. I mean, go wild, get them and try them because they're really fun. And the terracotta is great.
And I could see you doing this in little pan pizzas too.
You can,
Little ones,
absolutely.
little miniature ones.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's all the questions we have tonight.
Well, that was good.
That was good. I love the fruit pizza question. That was
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, that was pretty
That was a
cool.
good one.
It
That was
was.
pretty cool. Well, once again, thank you very much. So when is it? We're in September.
We're in September.
September
We will announce the date.
9th. September 9th. It's going to be good because it's back to school time.
Oh,
So we have Joan Norman,
Oh,
One
yeah.
Straw Farm,
Mm.
who can rattle off
Mhm.
recipes
Mhm.
quicker than you
Yes.
struck John.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Yes.
so what we're going to do are easy snacks using mostly vegetables and some easy dishes that kids and parents can make for school to take to
Ah.
school and to have some little snacks. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So make sure you tune in for that. Okay. We want to thank everybody, don't we?
Yeah.
Obviously, Harford County Public Library. We want to thank Pam for being here. We want to thank the Maryland Department of Agriculture for the Maryland's Best program, Maryland's Best Seafood program. And you can go to marylandsbest.net to find out where things are grown, where our farmers markets are, all those kinds of things. Obviously, thanks to Union Craft Brewery and Black Ankle and Binkers. Sonia, thank you so much for being there. And who else did we visit with that night? We went to the farmers market, the Waverly 32nd Street Farmers Market. And also, we would like you to meet some of our support staff this evening.
Yes.
We have Martha Lucius. Come here, Martha.
Come on, Martha.
And then we have our regular Hannah, Josie Ann.
Josie, they're our sous chefs over here.
And then the other two who are behind the camera keep going like, no, we're not coming in. What are you going to do with tech guys? But anyway, I want to thank you all.
And we have Leslie Greenlee Smith.
Oh, where's our Leslie?
Wave,
Leslie, we keep her in the room back there. She's monitoring everything. It's like the CIA back there. I don't know what's going on.
And we have a whole library team, Ryan and
Ryan.
Joyce and Beth, who are on the other side, all the way up in Hartford County, monitoring all our technology.
It seems like we just come and we stand in a kitchen.
And
but
Adam.
There's so many people and such a great team that help bring our farm and beta table to life for each class. And so thanks to all of them. And thanks to all of you who come and watch these classes. You can also see them afterwards. If you missed it, tell your friends. Tell them to come on and hang out with us in the kitchen, because it's our honor and it's great fun. So until the next time, we'll see ya. Bye.